Okay, so now you know a little bit about some of the more traditional forms of marketing. Let's talk about some of the social websites out there and talk about their benefits. Facebook is the largest social network on the planet with over 1 billion active users. 1 billion! In your local neighborhood, there won't be that many, but if your community connects online, this is a great way to start building support. You can start by setting up a page and then inviting your friends to like it. Instagram is now hugely popular online and is a great way to showcase your business, especially if you sell products or services that are visual. There are about 130 million users on Instagram now, but the site is growing quickly and becoming more popular every day. Twitter has 200 million users and is popular for its micro-blogging features. If you're a small startup, this might not be the most useful tool for you, but can be down the line once your business grows and need to send out public messages. LinkedIn is a business-based social site. It's a great way to keep in touch with business contacts. If you have the time, it can be good to set up a page for your business, but it's not a site that you necessarily need to be posting on all the time. A few more honorable mentions. Pinterest is a site that allows you to categorize and share articles and photos you see online. Vine is a website that you post short video snippets on. And of course, we can't forget about YouTube, the video uploading site from Google. Now that we've talked a little bit about each, let's find out who's using what and how they find it to be effective for their business. All right, ladies, so with this next section, the youth should really understand, but what social media does your business use? How do you connect with your customers? And do you have any tips that you'd like to share about your experience?
Well, I think when I first started out, social media was just sort of starting out itself. So, but it wasn't so new that I couldn't jump on this like massive wave. So initially Twitter was a huge social media for us. It really got the word out there in Vancouver in particular, and I started following relevant people in our community, and I ended up gathering a lot of followers that way and just getting our name out there. I don't think that particular avenue hits my clientele directly, so that's I think where Facebook comes in. So our Facebook page is our direct link to our actual clientele base. And then the newest one is Instagram, and that one is just like blowing up. You know, my personal Instagram is huge, but we just moved on to that for the salon, and I'm sort of kicking myself for coming, I feel a little bit late to the game. So I definitely, now I've actually got my young hairdressers to do Instagram. I think that's a young kind of market, and so I've asked them to sort of manage that a little bit for us, but I would think that those are the three major ones that we play around with, and it's been huge to the success of the salon for sure.
So it's important to stay with the times, right?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
And in the 7 years, like for instance, again, like Twitter was so big and it's still relevant, but you use it very differently. Back when I first started, there was much more dialogue. I was constantly interacting with people on Twitter, and now it's just sort of an information feed. So you have to use them as they're being used, right? Which isn't the same 1 year to the next. So you definitely have to keep on top of it and the evolution of it.
Yeah, I think that's key to keeping on top of it, because with likewise like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and then I was having trouble to keep up with all of it, so I was sometimes logging in and there was like an old message, and so yeah, you really want to be sure whatever ones that you do have that you're able to keep up with it, because I know for me, my Twitter kind of just
right, it's a commitment,
yeah.
right?
Definitely.
Yeah, and like Pinterest is another big one for us personally, but it's more to create the brand. So Pinterest gives the vibe to the salon and the look and the kind of hair that we want to use, and we used it in the salon on tablets. We use it for our consultation as well, so we're constantly going back to our actual branding, which is really nice, so that helps as well. But I think that's a really good point, and I think that's why I hesitated with Instagram, is for the salon, is I had so much to manage already. Like I was like, I can't log in and out all the time.
Do you feel like it's worth the effort and time though to partake in social media?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm constantly checking it. Like, more even than my emails probably. I'm constantly checking it because as Shosho said, like it really is important. People, the consumer, your client, actually, if they're sending you a message, they don't care that they sent it on Facebook. They expect a response within a timely manner. And so you have to keep managing it that way for sure. For me personally, I think that it's still important that I'm a major player in the social media. So over the years, I've spoken with people to take on the management, but I'm sort of the voice and the face of my company. So I think it's really important that I'm the one who's actually still commentating and still putting things up and connecting. Yeah, and that's what social media to me is. So my consumer can actually connect directly with me as the director of the salon. I think it's important.
I feel like it's a great way to build relationships.
Mm-hmm. And also to be aware of what you're posting and make sure it's appropriate.
Very good tip.
Yes. One of my friends, he actually works for Nike.
Yeah.
He designs for N7. And actually when Nike hired him, they brought out a binder. It was about this thick of all of his entire Facebook. So you always have to, even though it was his private Facebook, you always have to be really mindful of what you're projecting, how you're representing yourself. So if he would have, put something crazy or inappropriate, he might not be working for Nike. So it's really, you always have to be aware in public or even on the internet how you're coming across and representing yourself.
And your brand, because you are essentially your brand. Right?
My stylists are absolutely representing my brand, and so I check out all their social media before interview. Yeah, I have a very good idea of how they're representing themselves, which is how they're going to represent me. Absolutely.
Perfect. Well, thank you, ladies.